Oh, what's up, Scott? How much time per week does it? Hey, doesn't take time, man. It makes you time, right? I mean, the reality is that anything's going to take you more time in the beginning, until you understand a system and a process, which really the course walks you through all that, how to shortcut that. You see, most people think a course, it's the information that is important, which it is. But the most important thing about the course is the time it saves you. What took me 9 months to figure out, you get in 9 hours worth of content. So if you sat down in a whole day and went through it in 9 hours, you're going to learn everything that took me 9 months to figure out. That to me is invaluable. So, the thing is that it's the true 4-hour work week. If you want to look at it like that, I mean, you can make videos for 4 hours a week and those videos are going to work for you nonstop. But I mean, I'm at a point now, Scott, if I make a 15-minute video, it takes me 15 minutes to make. I can do pretty much everything in one take. I don't worry about it. I'm not worried about stumbling over my words or messing up. If I do that, just like I did on this call, I tripped over my words a couple of times, but I just keep going, right? Because I don't have an option because this is a live call. But on a video, I don't worry about it either. I don't sit there and go, oh, okay, let me stop. Let me restart. It's just like I get in, because you see, all video is sales at scale. So every time I'm looking at that camera, I pretend like I'm talking to my client. I'm pretending like they're literally sitting there right there and I'm having a discussion with them. You see, every time you talk to a client, you don't get do-overs. You don't get a restart. You don't get to go show them a house and then be like, oh, I'm sorry, I messed this up. Let's go outside, shut the door. I'm going to unlock the house again. You have to do everything real time with people. So for me, that's the way video is. Now I show you how to go out in neighborhoods, how to shoot neighborhood videos. I show you how to shoot office videos. So you can choose, you can do both like I've done, or you can shoot videos from your office. That's up to you. But an outdoor video used to take me 3-4 hours in the beginning. I can do one in 45 minutes now. And I'm even driving to multiple locations around my area. So again, but I don't look at any of that, because no matter what, if it takes you 30 minutes to make a video, as soon as that video has been viewed 31 minutes, you've profited a minute of your time. Now, maybe you don't want to look at it like that, but that's the way I look at it. I mean, that's just the reality, is that it's the best return of your time out of anything. So how long does it take to make videos? It's going to take longer in the beginning, but you're going to develop a system and a process, and nothing else is going to give you more time. And if you're a family person, guys and girls, I don't know what better return or what better gift you can give to your family, because guess what? When I go on vacation, I go on conferences, when I go anywhere, or if I take the weekends off, I don't care. I'm not thinking about anything, right? I can actually spend time with my friends and my family and not worry about my business not functioning, or something not happening, or business not coming in, or if I'm not making calls, I'm losing, I don't think about any of that stuff, because my videos are still working with me. So if you really want to be present with your family and the friends, the best thing you can do for them is to make videos, because that will always work for you regardless. So it doesn't take time. But I don't know. It's just depends on how you go through that. If you stumble a lot and you get frustrated easily, I've seen people turn it into 3-4 hours, but the thing is you just have to go through it. But I also wanted to share something else real quick. Oops. Let me see. Listen to this. So let me see if I can get out of here. So our CRM system records all of our phone calls. This just came in on Friday. So think about it. We've already got 30.5 million on the books this year already. Listen.
Sure, absolutely. I'm just going to look up this listing right now. So is this the $9 million home that you were looking at?
Yes, on 1 acre. It's like 11,000 square feet. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We'll definitely want to move on that one pretty quickly.
$9 million. Think about that. Call came in on Friday, February 18th. We previewed the property on Saturday after they sent us proof of funds. They sent us proof of funds of $15 million just for the purchase of a home. So who knows what else they got. We were supposed to see it on Wednesday. but they got so excited. What did we do on Saturday? We previewed it. We made a video of that home and sent it to them. They were supposed to see it on Wednesday. They got so excited. They said, we want to see this on Monday. Is it possible? We set it up. We actually, before I got to that call, I just got done. We toured the whole 11,000 foot property. We're writing an offer on it tonight, and probably going to get it because it's new construction. It's a month out from being completed. They don't have any offers on it. I mean, $9 million homes don't sell, but they got the cash. They're ready to go. So we'll find out. In that quick, from Friday till today, that's how fast that stuff can happen. And it's just one phone call. So it's, hey, is it worth it? So that's going to get us up to a pretty significant amount. And it's just, it's not even the end of February yet. So, all right, I'm going to check the chat for what is GCI? Gross commission income. So that's commissions. When you sell a $300,000 house and standard commission, usually around 3%, at least for us, 3%, then that's a $9,000 commission. But when you subtract, whatever there may be out of that, 9,000 is the gross commission. So I know you got more too, Scott. I saw you taking notes.
Yeah, I got a quick question. I've been in real estate going on 10 years. I have a real estate team. And I just said this to my assistant, 2-3 days ago. I'm like, man, I don't feel like a real estate agent. I feel like a telemarketer.
Yep.
Like expires for sale by owners, circle prospecting, just listed, I'm like, and here I am also, and this is not a plug for anything either, but I'm a real estate coach with Tom Ferry. I have 67 clients around America, and it's the same old, right? How often are you touching your database? How often are you talking to your past clients? And it's just like the same wheel.
Yep.
Right? But short form video. So, it's so
this is long form video though.
Right.
A big difference between short form and long form. So, and let me explain that real quick. This is why we're turning over so many business. And I'm glad I remember your email now, your text, Jason. So thanks for bringing that up. Cause I get hit a lot, but thank you. So, we hired Tom Ferry coaching this year actually. And what's interesting is that, you probably know him, Nick. He's in Louisiana area. Do you know Nick? Mm-hmm. Nick was the first coach we were placed with. And you know what Nick told us? He's like, I'm not qualified to coach you guys. When we started running through everything, he's like, I'm not qualified to coach you guys. So he put us back in the system. We had to get placed with another coach. And so, and again, the coach we have now, we upgraded to teams coaching because none of the individual coaches are, we're really doing what we're doing. And our teams coach now, not qualified in video either, but he is in scaling a team. So we're working with him, and he's super cool. Justin Martin, super cool, but he's helping us from the practical and tactical side of growing our business because we have this amount of business coming in now. Like we're going, holy shit, we've got to do this correctly. So he's overlooking our shoulder, but he can't tell us anything on video. Right. So it's like, okay, so we accept that part of it, but he's very, very great at helping us fill the gaps of making sure we can scale the team accordingly. So, but like you said, here's the thing, and I've been to a couple of Tom Ferry conferences now. We're actually going to be at Blueprint in Nashville next week. So short form content is still interruption marketing. So I know there's a lot of people they put on stage, and I know a lot of them already. I've been fortunate to work with like Glenn. I've spoken at events with Glenda Baker and Taya Diacarlo, and I know Brad McCallum, and I know Ray Allen from, Arkansas. I know all these guys, we're homies too, but here's the thing is that and nothing again, trust me, I look up to them in different ways, but our volume is 2 to 3 times what they're turning over. Why? Because still you can have 500,000 followers on TikTok, but again, nobody's really going to TikTok to search real estate. So you are creating a brand on there and you are creating a presence, but those 500,000 people are not necessarily in the market today to buy or sell real estate. So maybe they will be in 12 months or 18 months, But that's the thing about short form content. Again, people will like that stuff. But on YouTube, people are intentional. They are searching. They are in. That's why our average contact to under contract was 50 days, because they're moving so quickly, because they're in the buy. When they're searching, they're in the buying process. They're in the decision process. They're like, I'm looking to do this. And again, most of the time they haven't found a real estate agent yet, or even thought about that. But because they continually watch our videos, they developed a relationship with you. And then whenever they call you, they're like, hey, you're our guy. I mean, that's it. It's done. It's game over at that point. And now with the numbers we're putting up, it's a complete snowball. So that's the difference between, but see, long form content too is going to establish that relationship a lot more. You saw that when people are sitting down and watching a video for a minimum of 9.5 minutes, that's the average view time. That means you've got people that are dropping off in 30 seconds, and you've got people that are watching the full 18, 20, 25 minutes. And that's why it's the reason why celebrities, now I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but I'm saying like people develop relationships with Seinfeld. Why? Because they watch Seinfeld every single week, week after week, right? They sit on their couch and they're like, oh, but also everybody identifies with one of those characters. Everybody identifies with the character on Friends. Same thing with, I don't care if there's 5, 10, 15 people with YouTube channels on real estate in your area. That's not competition. Because what happens is that I know they watch the other real estate channels in Dallas. But again, I don't know the people that don't call us, because the people that call us, it's the same thing. If you've watched any real estate shows, if you watch $1 Million Listing, Fix or Flop, Chip and Joanna, whatever, you probably have your choice. If you had to buy a house from one celebrity real estate agent, you would probably choose the one that you relate the most to, right? You watch all the TV shows, but one of them really is kind of like, oh, I like that person. That's who I would want to work with. Same thing on YouTube. Again, I don't know the people that don't want to work with us because they don't call us. And so, you know, it's a complete attraction-based system. And so we attract and we don't have problem clients. We don't have nightmare clients because they're pretty much just like us. So we can tell this, they get all of our jokes. They pretty much have the same religious and political views, which we don't talk about that, but I think they get the idea. You know what I mean? So it makes for a lot of fun to work with them.
So I have another question, just kind of, I know it takes anything as a growth period. You said, up to 7 months, you guys did it. So right now, just what I do deputy marketing, which is.
I just was on Tyler's podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So again, not speaking of anything, but I mean, like, we're going, in order to build this, I don't want to turn that off before it's up and built. Because I'm spending $2,000 a month on Facebook. I understand it's building the brand recognition, right? I see you everywhere, but I haven't converted anything. And again, I agree with you. It's interruption versus intentional. So before I transition, would you advise just spending 4 or 5 months really learning this before you start turning off something that's feeding me now?
No, absolutely. But I mean, if you get our course, I think you'll turn over business within 90 to 120 days. And that's where I see most people doing it. It's almost the same format, 0 to 30 days, nothing. Around 30 days, you usually get the first phone call, but that's one phone call.
Right.
30 to 60 days, you get a couple of more. 60 to 90 days, the phone calls really ramp up, and you're probably going to work with a couple of people. And that's probably going to turn into a contract within 90 to 120 days. And so but that's maybe 1 or 2 contracts, and then from there, you might do another 1 or 2 after that. And then it's a snowball effect. So yeah, depending on your budget and what you need to live off of, if you have marketing going on right now or doing other things, yeah, I don't recommend just quitting that cold turkey. Right. I've always been pretty good with my money. So despite, getting deployed, getting sick, losing all of my income, I've always had reserves and always planned for a rainy day. So that allowed me to be patient. So that's number one. It gave me choices, right? It gave me options, and I'm thankful for that. But also live pretty conservatively. So it's something that, I'm not a big spender. I'm not a toys and gadgets person. So, I just always had my rainy day fund, but that's what allowed me to be patient. And I didn't want to pursue other things. But if you're doing it now and it's feeding the family, absolutely keep that going. YouTube is a slow play in the beginning, but once it compounds, I mean, it's compound interest, right? Compound anything you do that compounds, it gets to a point where it gets crazy. So that's what you're building up towards. But yes, you could turn over a deal within 90 to 120 days. But again, that may not feed your family yet, but it may pay for that next round of marketing, over the next month or two. So absolutely. Yeah. That's what I would plan for.
All right, man. Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. And we're talking to Justin. Justin wants to do something. I mean, he talked to us. He talked to us about, getting the course distributed throughout the Tom Ferry ecosystem, he said, so I don't know what that means or what that looks like, but he's a huge advocate and he sees everything we're doing. I mean, we're on a call with him every week, so he's pretty pumped. But you could, if you've got contact with Justin Martin, reach out to him and ask him how we're doing, But yeah, it was funny. I was just on Tyler's podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Hey, Levi, this is Imbali. I work with Roberto,
Okay,
his
hey.
wife. Hi. So I was just wondering about the whole Tom Ferry thing. Can you help me understand a little bit on that? So you guys are doing pretty great. Anyway, just curious why the Tom Ferry kind of hiring there.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge believer in education and coaching. I mean, it's, I have a very simple formula for success, which is and I've worked across pharmaceuticals or cell phones. When I got out of the military, I sold cell phones. Then I went into pharmaceuticals. Then I went into financial services and now real estate. But I followed the same format. Who's at the top? How did they get there? How can I model that? How can I adjust it to fit my personality? And then can I do better than them? And so the thing is that I just look at who's at the top. Well, how are they doing it? But we did all this last year, on our own. And Travis and I have never run, we've run teams and we've owned our own businesses, but, we haven't run a real estate team or a team of 1099 contractors, right? And so that was just something that we believe heavily in education. And so the other thing is that as I started to get involved with these other real estate video creators, because last year I had the opportunity to speak publicly 5 times at events. I actually got invited. I was on like 8 different podcasts. And so I started meeting people that Jason's very familiar with that are on the stage of Tom Ferry. And so last year I went to my first Tom Ferry event before I signed up. And that's where I saw Glenda, Taya, Ray, Brad, Katie, all these people that I look up to, or that I had learned a little bit about video from each of them, just kind of watching them. They were all being coached by Tom Ferry coaches. And so I was like, well, okay, that's something. Now, ultimately, we've learned everything on our own for video. But again, we looked at it as, we don't know what we don't know scaling a real estate team. And we didn't see like our leads going from 2 a day to 7 a day, which they did. But I'm so glad now that we hired that coach and that we put a local team in place to handle that volume. Otherwise, we could have been completely screwed right now. And we would have left people all. So Justin came in. They placed us with Justin, who has run a real estate team of up to 80 people, and he owned a mortgage company and he's done a couple of exits, so he knew that inside and out. And so it was really just for him to overlook our shoulder and make sure, if we're walking, it's the old saying, if you sail a ship and you start to get 1 degree off course, right? The next thing you know, you're landing on the wrong country. So it was just something for that additional support, that coaching, that looking over the shoulder. And, the thing is I spent a lot of money on books. I mean, you can look, this is not even like 1 ounce of all the books I have, just even what's stacked behind me. I have a whole other bookshelf. It's like, I truly believe in buying books, paying money for conferences, and all of that stuff. So it was just really for somebody to look over our back on scaling the team. He doesn't know what we know on video, which I was hoping to kind of get somebody that knew video and and scaling a team, but there's not even really like that, anybody in the ecosystem. So except maybe Jason Pantana, and he's not even taking on clients. I believe they're going to, reposition him into more of a marketing role anyways with them. So we couldn't get on with him, but hopefully that helps out. It's just, I'm a true believer. That's why I think our course is underpriced, really. So I know what it can do, but I think it's a steal. But
actually, can I make a comment what you just said?
Yeah, sure.
I really believe your course is on the price, because I've been trying to get some help here in Las Vegas. No joke. It's $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for something,
or 8,000.
It's not really what I'm really looking for. So I'm really interested in your plan. That's why I want to call you and talk to you about some of the questions I have. One other question for you: how's the market over there in Dallas, Texas, where you are, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
In Las Vegas, insane. Basically, if you're gonna put an offer, you have to have minimum $20,000 on top of the asking price to just be part of the.
That's nothing, man. We're going 100 to 200K over here.
Wow. That's insane. Yeah, I have to find out a way how to just work with clients. I have 3 or 5 clients. I can't get home for them because.
Well, so that's where my partner Travis comes in, because my partner Travis is the absolute best real estate negotiator on the planet, I believe. And so that's the great thing about even partnering with us is myself, you're going to get, I can show you everything video and marketing. Travis can show you everything negotiations and winning deals. Think about that. Last year, we closed 64 on the buy side. And that means we had to get 64 deals accepted over other people. We've already got we already have 61 transactions this year. And that's on the buy side, so we've gotten those deals accepted already, even whenever things have gotten a little bit crazier. So he knows exactly how to get deals done. He actually has a script on it and all that stuff. And he'll talk to you anytime. So if you need help, like with negotiations, then you get the best of both worlds, because you have him to help you on the negotiation side and myself to help you with marketing.
That's great. My wife, she's also financial advisor. I don't know if we can ever squeeze it over there in your plan as well. Probably we can get that both together. We can get the benefit of what you're offering to us, and we can both work on that together. You believe my wife has some areas that she can use you with what you're really doing, because she's in real estate, but one way or another is linked to it.
So yeah, I mean, if you join us, we'll give you the course, of course. And then it's really the same fundamentals and principles. You just, instead of real estate, you say financial advising, So, I mean, the concepts that we teach you and everything through that is really can apply to almost any small business owner. So.
Yeah, I think you're right with that. So my question is, do you try to limit the number of folks you're working with in each area? So kind of like the whole direct competition using the same model kind of thing, or is that really not a concern? Because if everyone's in sort of, we're here in Vegas and everyone's there doing, living in Vegas and using SEO, strategies using TubeBuddy, then we're kind of like directly competing, right?
Nope. I mean, not in my opinion, because does HGTV decide not to come out with a new real estate show every year? So, every year HGTV comes out with a new real estate show, and they don't think they're competition for each other. They know that different people resonate with different personalities.
Different people. Yeah. Be yourself and you'll attract your people.
Exactly. And you're not going to capture the Vegas market, just like I'm not going to capture the Dallas market, maybe in 10 years, but I doubt it. Even in 10 years, I mean, clearly, even the people that have been established here for 10, 20 years, clearly they didn't capture the whole market, because we captured 64 people last year, right? And we got 61. So the thing is that you don't need everybody. I mean, if you did a deal a week, that's 52 transactions. That, according to Tom Ferry, that puts you in the top 1% of all real estate agents in the world, right? Yeah. So you don't need everybody. You just need 50 or 25 or whatever it is you need to pay your bills. Or if you want to exceed that, I mean, you just you'll get them. So.
Okay.
That's why I'm a realtor, because income don't depend on active work. That's what you have there written.
Right. Exactly. One last question, and we'll hand over time. We're kind of like taking all the air out of the space, but Going through the course, about how long would you say it takes to actually go through the course and then feel like you're ready to start implementing?
I mean, it's about 9 hours. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow, not bad.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
So it depends on, I mean, I'm the person I would go through it in a day, but
Right.
some people need to do that 1 hour a day for the next 9 days.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, it's up to you, but it's also, you know, you're going to, as you build out your channel and stuff, you're going to be pausing video. It's all video tutorial. You're going to be pausing. You're going to be building out your channel. You're going to be watching, pausing, you know,
Yeah.
So it's about 9 hours, but that's if you just blew through it. You're going to have to like stop and work through some stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, but 9 hours is definitely feels doable. That's the problem with some of these courses. They're highly priced. Plus, it seems insurmountable because it takes like weeks and weeks of video to like feel like you've gone through the whole thing, you know? So.
You know what I hate about courses, and I've bought plenty of courses. What I hate about them is most of the time that it's like they're designed to get you to quit in the first module or two because there's so much crap you got to do. It's like
So much stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's good information, especially when they go through all the mindset stuff. It's like, okay, I get this is important, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. And you're just like, you know, you're like, I just don't have the time to sit here and go through all this. So 9 hours, totally doable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great shot. Definitely. Good stuff.
Okay, man. Yeah. Roberto, text me number 3. We'll chat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. I don't think there's any other questions in the chat. So if anybody else, Scott?
Hey, Levi.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man. Have you explored at all doing paid promotion to shorten the learning curve or increase the return on what you're doing?
You mean like paid ads to drive to the channel?
Yeah, but I guess that'd be more interruption rather than intention.
I mean, I like what we build. You know, the thing is like I'm actually we talked about that, about running ads to the channel, and I'm kind of scared to death. I'm like, I don't even want to mess with anything, you know, because even, you know, you put that ad out there. I mean, again, it doesn't mean people are in the market. So maybe they'll find the channel. But what I love about search is that, and this has happened to us probably 5 different times. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but it's a big deal when we've had 5 different clients tell us, we watched your channel for 6 months. And when we were ready to make a move, we called you, which that's a big difference, because you see, we don't do any lead captures or lead magnets or, hey, download a free report.
You get the quality. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that, look, if we could have people downloading free reports all day long.
Yeah.
But guess what happens? We capture their information. They may not be in the market to buy right then, right? So they're some people are researching for next year, right? So, and if I capture their information, guess what? Somebody would have to call.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for submitting, you know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're thinking of moving in 8 months. Okay, great. I'm going to bug the shit out of you for the next 8 months until you decide you don't want to work with me, right? But and the thing is that, dude, if you call people twice a week, if you text them twice a week, if you send them an email twice a week, guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to want to do business with you. But we publish 2 or 3 videos a week, and guess what they'll do? They'll watch every single video. It's like we're never bugging them. And so we just sit back and wait. It's like value first, value, value, value. And again, when they call us, they've made the decision. Now, you know, they've taken themselves through the sales process. And when they call us, they're ready to make the move. They're ready to move forward, and they're serious. And so that's what makes the conversation completely different.
Yeah. And you get that 12% conversion rate. That's off the charts.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, man. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.